The title we'll be answering today is What is the role of human geographers in a changing world, with human geography being a core subject leader. In order to answer this effectively, we need to outline what human geography is. With Gregory, 2009, stating that human geography is a major field of geography that is centrally concerned with the ways in which place, space, and the environment are both the condition and in part the consequence of human activity, thus demonstrating that human geography is a core subject in the changing world. Throughout our presentation, we will focus on sustainability, which has become a key area of focus in the human geography world after the United Nations Agenda 2030 for Sustainable Development, signed by all UN member states, consisting of 17 goals and 169 targets, representing shared environmental, social, and economic aspirations, Bandari et al. 2022, as well as bottom-up initiatives, which will be explained using the Surfers Against Sewage charitable organisation. It was outlined in Bandari et al. 2022 that focusing on local skills is important, as the UN and the scientific community have emphasised that robust actions at the national level should emerge from effective local sustainable development frameworks. This presentation draws upon Dr. Carrie Burton's paper titled Cultivating Just, Equitable and Diverse Circular Economies Through Plastic-Free Communities, as well as an interview we conducted with Carrie and further readings.
Carrie is a feminist economic geographer and a lecturer in human geography. Her research examines civil society responses to environmental change, with her teaching examining the role of the relationships between people and environments in relation to climate change and sustainability transformation. This links into human geography as climate change is a natural geographic phenomenon which has been impacted on by humans to create unnatural levels of global warming, and sustainability is the movement to try and help reduce the occurrence of this. Carrie's research also links well to the question we will be answering in this presentation, since sustainability is becoming an increasingly important thing to involve people in and raise awareness about due to the ongoing climate crisis, which represents the changing world part of the question. Therefore, the presentation will focus on themes which Carrie raised in her paper, Cultivating Just, Equitable and Diverse Circular Economies Through Plastic-Free Communities. After reading Carrie's paper, we formed questions relating it to the overarching question we are answering. Throughout the interview, Carrie focused on the idea of the circular economy, highlighting the difficulties of bottom-up initiatives, particularly local grassroots projects in theory versus in practice, and put a big emphasis on the idea of place sensitivity. Carrie's paper highlights the importance of bottom-up schemes when it comes to the circular economy. We decided to focus on the idea of sustainability, as this was a key concept which we saw throughout Carrie's paper, and she spoke about lots in the interview. However, not wanting to be too broad, we decided we would look at the idea of the circular economy as a way of sustainability to narrow our focus point, thus allowing us to look at it in greater depth. Of course, we also did not forget to mainly look at bottom-up initiatives within the circular economy, sticking to the key focus of Carrie's research. Linking the interview and Carrie's paper back to the question, what is the role of human geography in a changing world? Human geography looks at both how people interact with the environment and how they destroy or try to protect it, which most other disciplines do not do. Within Carrie's research team, there were a range of people with different skill sets, yet she recognised that the chemists only looked at polymers, ecotoxicologists only looked at how plastic affects shrimps, and material scientists were only thinking about how to get new materials on the market. The ability of human geographers to look at all these things means it plays an even larger role in creating a more sustainable world and reinforcing bottom-up initiatives such as the circular economy. Carrie spoke about the idea of place sensitivity in her interview, noting how making the link between people and their environment is something essential which human geographers hold over other disciplines. When working to reduce plastic waste, she stated that consulting the target market is the best way to find out what you can entirely cut out and what needs to be made recyclable rather than just single-use plastic. Many other disciplines would not even consider doing this, which is why human geography has such an important role in our changing world.
Carrie Burton's clear enthusiasm for the circular economy and local grassroots projects, we decided to explore her other work to determine the role of sustainable human geography in the changing, high-consuming economic world. In particular, we decided to focus on her exemplar briefing note, Regional and Local Initiatives in the Southwest, because it demonstrated how human geographers can learn from those acting more sustainable by expanding geographic thought on the shift from linear to circular economies, so that they can then upscale this action to meet the UK's target of net zero carbon emissions by 2050, as stated on the government's website. We found a briefing note for a large 18-month project Burton and 20 other researchers from the University of Exeter took part in 2020. The projects examine the growth of regional and local initiatives in the southwest of the UK in order to consider how successful their contribution to the circular economy is performed and to then learn from their successes or failures. This research effort connects technical solutions, human behaviours, social, environmental and economic systems with circular economy principles. These are all critical factors of human geography, which is one of the reasons human geography has such a large impact on the changing world. It connects different aspects of the world and its problems to find a solution, which is what Burton and her team attempted to do in southwest England. To find a solution, change must be made, and so their aim was to co-produce a theory of change to be used by civil society groups to create change at the local and institutional level. Therefore, if successful, then local groups can lead the way to upscale their activities to regional and national level, which is required if these sustainable activities will have any impact. The social transition to a circular economy will involve new social practices and changes in individual behaviour, so a better understanding of motivations, barriers and support networks is crucial. To gather this understanding, the team looked at present initiatives in Cornwall, Devon and Somerset to see what could work for the future and in other areas. They did this by organising actions undertaken by 29 stakeholders from the local area into a table on screen. From this they can work out what can be repeatable by others locally, as well as what can be done on a larger scale, such as at a national level. Overall, in order for the UK to be more sustainable, a shift from the current linear resource economy to the circular economy is imperative.
In Kerry's article, she used the example of a charity organisation, Surfers Against Sewage, to introduce a local initiative that aims to tackle the plastic pollution that plagues our oceans and beaches. The charity was set up in Cornwall originally, now they work across the UK. On the website page, as seen on the slide, you can click on In Your Region, and you can see what is being done to clean up your area. For example, in the southwest, which includes Bristol through to Devon and Cornwall down to Land's End and up to Southampton, 16,826 volunteers so far have signed up, and 468 beach cleans have been done so far. 31,235 kilograms of plastic pollution have been collected from the southwestern beaches since 2018. Through the use of social media, the charity has been able to grow and spread awareness of the importance of resource management and making sustainable choices. They have gained 15,000 members on Facebook, in which they have interacted with by sharing posts of fundraising opportunities and clean beaches. Kerry states in her article on page 15 that SAS works with plastic-free communities, PFCs, to work towards uniting communities in the fight against single-use plastics and a throwaway culture. PFCs are curated by taking into consideration the population size of the place and the resources available in that place. This makes the strategies place-specific and therefore introduces the idea of a bottom-up approach to a cleaner environment. Strategies include repair cafes, plastic-free markets and promotional stalls that are there for educational purposes and to inspire the next generation. The SAS encourages communities to become plastic-free by encouraging the idea of a circular economy. Kerry spoke consistently on benefits of switching from a linear economy to a circular one. A circular economy is not only good for the environment but for the community's pocket as well. By reusing and recycling items rather than buying into a throwaway culture, the population is saving money and there is less waste produced by the community. The bottom-up approach can be thought of as more productive in comparison to strategies on a national scale because they are powered by local people who care about where they live. The local people will want to live in a clean environment and will care about the ecosystems that they inhabit and enjoy, so therefore are likely to consistently put in effort to clean their beaches and oceans. Also, on a local scale, the initiatives are likely to be more effective because they are in tune with the resources available, whereas on a national scale, resources will have to be spread thinly and therefore policies will be ineffective. The SAS is a good example of how human geography and its sustainable strategies are helping to tackle the waste problem and keep up with the changing world by moving to greener initiatives.
In conclusion, through studying Dr. Burton's paper, Surfers Against Sewage Charity, and various other readings we have looked at, it is clear that human geography is at the forefront of the changing world, with the subject interlinking numerous other subject divisions. This therefore allows us to look at how humans both affect the environment and are affected by it, thus illustrating how bottom-up initiatives are a crucial tool in sustainable development due to their effectiveness. Surfers Against Sewage utilise social media in order to grow its message. So, as technology develops, this form of communication should be focused on in order to spread human geographers' methods and help become more sustainable in a changing world. Additionally, it is clear that switching from a linear economy to a circular one would be beneficial to aiding sustainability, with Kerry being a major advocate of this switch as it reduces costs and reduces waste. Therefore, the methods of human geography illustrate how it has become a leading subject area in a changing world.